The history of Somalia is a complex narrative that spans ancient trade kingdoms, medieval sultanates, European colonization, a brief period of post-independence democracy, and a catastrophic descent into a clan-based civil war and state collapse. Ancient and medieval history. The area of modern Somalia, located at the Horn of Africa, has always been strategically vital for trade between Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Land of Punt, ancient era. Somalia is widely considered to have been part of the ancient land of Punt, frequently mentioned in Egyptian records, c. 3rd millennium BCE, as a source of valuable goods like myrrh, frankincense, gold, and exotic animals. Islam and trade, 7th century AD. Starting around the 7th century, the coastal areas saw the arrival of Arab and Persian Muslim settlers, who developed key trading posts along the Gulf of Aden and the Indian Ocean. This led to the rapid adoption of Islam and the establishment of powerful, sophisticated trading city-states and sultanates. Sultanates. Notable medieval states included the Sultanate of Mogadishu and the Sultanate of Adal, which engaged in centuries of conflict and trade with the Christian Ethiopian kingdoms inland. Colonial period, late 19th century, 1960. The scramble for Africa divided the homogeneous Somali population between different European powers. British Somaliland. In the north, the British established the British Somaliland Protectorate, 1880s, primarily to secure trade routes to India and act as a source of meat for their port in Aden. Italian Somaliland. In the south, the Italians established Italian Somaliland, 1880s, and extended their control gradually inland. Resistance. During the first 2 decades of the 20th century, both colonial powers faced fierce resistance from the Dervish state, led by the Islamic nationalist leader Mohammed Abdullah Hassan, often dubbed the Mad Mullah by the British. Independence and dictatorship. The 2 former colonial territories united to form the independent Somali state. Independence, 1960. The 2 territories gained independence and united on July 1, 1960, to form the Somali Republic. The new nation enjoyed a brief period of parliamentary democracy, earning the nickname the Switzerland of Africa for its stability. Coup d'etat, 1969. This democratic period ended violently in 1969 when President Abdirashid Ali Sharmarka was assassinated. The military, led by Major General Mohammed Siad Barre, seized power in a coup. Siad Barre's regime, 1969 to 1991. Barre established an autocratic regime, creating the Somali Democratic Republic based on a unique mix of communism and Islamic principles, scientific socialism. Ogaden War, 1977 to 1978. Barre launched an invasion of the Ogaden region of Ethiopia, inhabited primarily by ethnic Somalis, aiming to create a greater Somalia. He was defeated after the Soviet Union switched its support to Ethiopia, leading Barre to pivot toward the United States for aid. Repression. Following the defeat, the Barre regime grew increasingly repressive and brutal, leading to the rise of clan-based opposition movements in the 1980s. The Civil War and state collapse, 1991, present. The brutal crackdown by Barre's regime fueled armed opposition, leading to the collapse of the government and the state itself. Fall of Barre, 1991. Clan-based armed opposition groups eventually overthrew Siad Barre in January 1991. However, they failed to agree on a successor, plunging the country into a full-scale civil war and a power vacuum dominated by feuding warlords. Secession of Somaliland. The former British Somaliland Protectorate in the northwest declared